Hola Corillo, en el día de hoy vamos a arreglar el radiador de la guagua de mi mai porque ayer se le explotó. Yesterday my mom's radiator blew up, so this morning I went and picked her up a new one. So today's video is going to consist of us changing the radiator on this truck, and we're going to be wet sanding, can't really see it, but my little sister's car is right there somewhere. We're going to be wet sanding it, try to make it look a little better. Not sure if y'all can see, but the radiator cracked right there. There's a crack right there, and there's one right there. See the white? That's coolant. There's a big crack right there. So got home yesterday, this thing sounded like a freaking train because it was woo with so much pressure coming out of it. Truck overheated really bad. Hopefully it didn't warp heads and head gaskets aren't blown out, but we're just gonna change the radiator because that's what for sure is messed up at the moment. All right guys, to take this radiator out, we're gonna have to take this fan shroud off, this upper radiator hose. We're gonna have to get this intake out of the way, intake tube out of the way for the air box. We're also gonna have to remove this coolant reservoir hose off, and then we have the lower radiator hose right there. Also got to get removed, and trans line, and the next trans line down there, it's for the trans cooler, which is built into the radiator. Oh, not trans cooler, I lie. Woo! Don't eat me up in the comments. That's actually so that the transmission fluid could get warmed up fast enough for a daily driven vehicle. So right now I'm gonna prop up my phone somewhere so that y'all can see, and I'm gonna give y'all a little time lapse of me taking this all apart. So I took off the upper fan shroud, I took off the upper radiator hose, I took off the intake tube, I took off all the lines to the radiator overflow tank, and now I want y'all to see how to take off these trans lines. If y'all ever come across doing this one day, there's two trans lines. They go right here and at the bottom over there. You can see it right there. That's your trans line. To take these off, you're gonna have to use a special quick disconnect tool. It's a cheap little tool. You can buy them just about anywhere. I'm gonna show you my set. It's really old. This is what they look like, and what it does is you stick it around the line, and there's an E-clip inside of that line that holds the line actually in. And what these do is they push on that E-clip and open it up so that you can pull the line out, but you do not have to remove the E-clip. So we're about to try that and see if I can get it. So it turns out that quick disconnect tool doesn't work for this. I don't know why. It's like supposed to work, but it's not. I'm going to just pull these E-clips out and then pull the lines out, and then after that I'm gonna pull the lower radiator line and these bolts right here holding the radiator on, and then that's it. Take out the old radiator and going in with the new one. I just pulled out the radiator, and I've just pulled out or disconnected the trans line. The trans line had this little E-clip, this little tiny E-clip on it, and you got to pull it off, and then once you pull that off, the whole trans line will come off the radiator. Once you do that, you got another one at the bottom. I haven't got to that one yet, but once you get to the bottom one, all you got to do is do the exact same thing, pull the E-clip out of it, and after that, the radiator is going to come out. So I got both transmission lines off of the radiator, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. They're going to look like this, and you're going to have this fitting and the one right down there that looks just like it, and you're going to get these out the way. Then you got this fan shroud. Last thing to take off is that band right there, that clamp that goes around the lower radiator hose, and that is it. All right guys, so right now we're gonna take off the top two bolts off the radiator. Once we do that, the radiator should be able to come out. So we took off the top two bolts. They're the only ones holding on this radiator. Radiator is now out, and now we can go grab the new radiator and make sure that it's correct. The crack on the radiator is right there. Look at that. It's cracked right there. As you can tell, we actually really did need a new radiator. I'm not sure if it's gonna fix our problem because we might have some head gasket issues. When we put the new radiator on, we'll be able to tell if the head gaskets are the problem. If they're not the problem, then I'll fix the actual problem. The new radiator came with new female ends for the trans lines, and I already installed those, and now the new radiator's going in. So right now, I'm gonna show you how you install the uppermost trans line because it's the easiest one for y'all to be able to see. Right here, it has the E-clip already in there. I don't have to take it out. And all you do is push it. Once you push it, you're gonna hear it click. Once it clicks, that means it's installed. And it has a little safety plastic guard that goes on there. The next thing we have is this little upper radiator line. I have to have these for release it. Bam, got that on. goes down here, that, on there. Got this, put that on there. We're able to put the new upper shroud on it again. Gonna move this radiator line out the way. Once it's in place, I have some clips that I'll be able to put on right here, and it holds it in place. I got two little bolts that hold on to right here at the top. Upper radiator hose is right there. And this one. And the new radiator is installed. Now I'm gonna show y'all how I like to get rid of all the air in the system, because right now there's absolutely no fluid in this system. So I just finished installing the radiator. I'm gonna show you a little of the things that I did. I'm just gonna show you because I already did it. I removed the hose. I filled the radiator with coolant and water mixture, and then I picked up the hose up like this, filled the hose itself with water. Both of them were spewing water out, and I put the hose on the radiator. That way there's the least amount of air in the system as possible. I have a Matco radiator bleeder system that I put on top of here. It's a funnel. I fill it up with coolant and water, and it'll burp the system until the system has no more air. Once that was done, I put on the radiator cap. We went and drove the vehicle around for a little bit, made sure it was not overheating, and I finished putting on the last part, which was this little upper fan shroud. Now the vehicle's running great, so my job is done. Only took me about an hour and a half, 45 minutes of actual work time. Took me a little bit longer because I'm recording and everything, but other than that, it was not hard at all. GM really does make their cars very simple and user-friendly to work on. So thank you, GM, for being super easy.
Es difícil disimular lo que pasa por mi mente cuando te tengo de frente, yeah. Esas ganas de tocar.
Alright guys, so my video is now coming to an end. Like, comment, subscribe. Please leave a comment below of anything that I should have done better or anything that y'all would like to see. Thank you, and have a freaking awesome day.